Today, we will talk about the golden rule of government spending. The golden rule of government spending is a fiscal policy that a government should only borrow money for long-term investments, not for current spending. In other words, any short-term needs should be funded by tax revenues, not by borrowing. Supporters of the Golden Rule seek to protect future generations from being overburdened by debt attributable to borrowing for current expenditures. Some countries have implemented the Golden Rule in their fiscal policies, resulting in a reduction in deficits as a share of gross domestic product and a decrease in debt levels. Over the last 30 years, several countries have adopted fiscal policies incorporating some form of the Golden Rule. Countries like Canada, New Zealand, Sweden, Switzerland, and Germany saw a reduction in spending growth and debt levels. However, the policy has been suspended in times of financial emergency, such as the 2008 financial crisis and the 2020 COVID-19 pandemic. The United States government has not adopted a fiscal policy reflecting the Golden Rule. The federal government has a legislated budget ceiling, and when it nears its limit, Congress often needs to take action to avoid a government shutdown and a default on the federal government's debt obligations. The Golden Rule is named as such to reflect the belief that not borrowing for current expenses protects future generations from being burdened by debt incurred by governments for expenditures that predate them. The name emphasizes the fundamental nature of this principle. In May 2022, the European Commission proposed extending its suspension of borrowing limits through 2023 to fund the transition to a digitized green economy and pandemic recovery, deviating from the typical application of the Golden Rule. The debt limit is the total amount of money the U.S. is authorized to borrow to meet obligations such as Social Security and Medicare benefits, military salaries, interest on the national debt, and tax refunds. The U.S. government has never defaulted on its debts. The Golden Rule of government spending reflects the belief that future generations should not bear the burden of debt from current-day expenditures. Several countries have experimented with this fiscal policy, but the U.S. has not adopted this principle. Here are 3 key takeaways. 1. The Golden Rule of government spending emphasizes borrowing only for long-term investments and financing current expenditures through taxation. 2. Countries like Canada, New Zealand, Sweden, Switzerland, and Germany have implemented variations of the Golden Rule, resulting in reduced spending growth and debt levels. 3. The U.S. government has not adopted the Golden Rule, and when the debt limit nears, congressional action is required to avoid a government shutdown and a default on federal government's debt obligations. Hope this would help. Thanks for watching.